was what is really strange is that a couple of weeks after I've done this video in 18th February, Barking and Dagenham Council has just released this announcement and leaflet. Changes to household bin collections, fines for excess waste from April. This was released on about March the 9th. We know from the last resident survey that keeping our streets clean was in your top 3 priorities, and that 92% of residents want us to take more enforcement action against people who commit antisocial behaviour like grime crime. Alright, we're sort of with you there, but check this next bit out. That's why we're introducing a new approach to your household bin collection that will make our borough a better place in which to live. Hang on, wait, stop there. Let's take a step back. How is tackling antisocial behaviour got anything to do with citizens who have paid for their weekly rubbish collection lawfully putting it out to be collected? Why are you connecting antisocial behaviour with that? It sounds like a bit of a police state propaganda form to me so far. Let's see where it goes. Barking and Dagenham households throw away approximately 1 tonne of non-recyclable waste per year. This was 40% more rubbish per household than our neighbours in Havering. To tackle this, we all need to do everything we can to reduce, reuse and recycle. We know that some residents are already reducing the amount of household rubbish. However, there are still some households that produce too much. This is expensive, it slows down collection, increases the number of times a refuse vehicle must tip, and leaves streets untidy. Well, first of all, the amount of non-recyclable waste which is being thrown away is exactly what it says. The cause is not it being thrown away, the cause is it being produced in the first place, and the reason there is so much non-recyclable waste is that industry is producing goods which are full of unnecessary packaging, and that is where the focus of Barking and Dagenham Council should be, not on the people throwing it away. Secondly, okay, Havering households produce less rubbish. Well, let's have a look at the demography of Havering compared to Barking and Dagenham. Barking and Dagenham has probably got more families than anywhere else in the country. We have more children being born here than anywhere else. That is a statistic and a fact. And large families, families with kids, are going to produce more rubbish per household. And I would say that Havering actually has households which have smaller families and less of them. This is a difference, and this is where the difference between the rubbish per household being thrown out can probably be found. Also, how can you say a household produced too much rubbish? Where's what law? What law is to say how much rubbish you can throw out or not? Are you trying to create a law? People are paying their council tax for that to be rubbish to be taken away lawfully. So how can you connect this to antisocial behaviour or saying there's too much? The problem is the amount of packaging, especially in children's products, which is pre-produced, and this is what Barking and Dagenham councils should be focusing on. Let's continue. So, from 20th of March 2017, we will not collect extra bags of rubbish left by the side of your bin, and we will start issuing warnings to any homes that put out extra household rubbish. Alright, so you want to clean up the streets and suddenly you're refusing to take away the rubbish which people are putting out lawfully to be disposed of. That makes a lot of sense. In fact, that doesn't make any sense. That was sarcasm. This is insane. And this is more like a blooming police state, rather than telling you what to do, what you can, how much rubbish you can put out. After warnings have been issued, we will be issuing fines if the household continues to put out too much rubbish from April 2017. This means your rubbish must fit into your grey bin and the list must be shut. Oh my days, I mean, is this for real? Are people in Barking and Dagenham going to accept this kind of language? So you've paid your council tax, one of the only services that everyone can see and everyone gets from their council every week for the money they've spent is the disposal of rubbish. And where do you think the rubbish that they can't put in their bin, which is produced by industry, which is creating too much packaging, in which you are Barking and Dagenham councils are not even bothering to address, where do you think that rubbish is going to go? It's going to go on fly tip and in the street. So well done, Barking and Council. Talk about a backhanded way of trying to solve a problem by creating a new one. Well done, yeah. And then what do you think is going to happen on top of that? People are going to be starting putting their rubbish in other people's bins, and can you imagine the conflict that you're going to get from that? Well, maybe you can imagine the conflict. Maybe a bit of conflict is what behind all this. I don't know, because you want to create more chaos, then you enforce more laws to stop the chaos. So, you can take any additional household waste or unwanted items to our waste and recycling centre at Fitzlands Lane, Dagenham for free. Oh well, isn't that wonderful? Because people have paid for their rubbish to be disposed of responsibly, but still you can take it away for free, and that's great for Ethel with her trolley. She's gonna go with her trolley all the way down to Fitzlands Lane and put the recycling waste in there, because like she can just walk for miles, mate. She can walk for miles. Oh, take it on a bus. Oh, well, will she be allowed to take the rubbish on a bus? I don't think so. I can just imagine loads of elderly people with their black sacks and going on the bus to the dump. Yeah, does this make any sense? No, it is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We all need to produce less waste each week for our bin collection service to run more efficiently, reliably and cost effectively. Now, what we need to be doing is creating a society that doesn't create so much waste packaging in the first place, because this is where the litter's coming from. So instead of focusing on decent people who are working hard, who are doing everything they can to support their families, support their lives and live a decent life, stop putting the onus on them who are just buying stuff because they need it, and start putting the focus on industries and people that produce goods that have got too much packaging on, which is unnecessary, which then has to be disposed of. So it's the industries that need to be reducing their amount of rubbish that they are creating, not the people that are buying the creation of the rubbish. So, anyway, what I would suggest to the people of Barking and Dagenham, take back your power and go to the meeting, which is at Barking Town Hall on the 17th of May at 7 PM, and it is this meeting. Here we go. The Assembly is the central political focus of the Council and the coordinating body of all elements of the political structure. It sets the overall corporate direction, policy framework and financial limits for the Council within which all operations and policies are carried out. It aims to foster a community-focused approach to the formal side of the Council's business, recognising the wider interests of the community and the need to be accountable to them. Oh yes, absolutely, you need to be accountable to the people. And 17th of May, Barking Town Hall, there's an annual meeting, which means, being an annual meeting, I would assume everyone that should be there needs to be there. And if you have an issue with this, don't just sit on your hands and complain about it. People of Barking and Dagenham, take back your power and refuse to cooperate with this policed state way of telling you how to behave. You know? We paid our council, people have paid their council taxes for these services, and now you're being treated like a child. And I'm related to someone who's antisocial by doing something that's completely lawful and what you're paid for the service. So I would suggest people of Barking and Dagenham, take back your power, have a word, annual meeting, Wednesday 17th of May, Barking Town Hall. Lots of love.